Hello, welcome. Thank you for watching our USSYP General Information video. I am Stephen Corsini. I am a K-12 Social Studies Education Associate here at the South Carolina Department of Education, and I am proud to be the state coordinator for USSYP. So we're going to take this time during this informational video to introduce you to USSYP, to give you a little bit of information about the application process. This is an overview of the agenda for your viewing time today. We're going to start with our introductions and contact information. Again, my name is Stephen Corsini, and I am thrilled to be able to serve as the South Carolina coordinator for the Hearst Foundation's USSYP program. It's the United States Senate Youth Program. This is my contact information. Email is the best way to get in touch with me. And I'm joined today by one of my colleagues here at the South Carolina Department of Education and a fellow USSYP judge, Josie Stratton. So I'm going to let Josie introduce herself for you.
Hello, I'm Josie Stratton. I am the GT, AP, IB Ed Associate at the South Carolina Department of Education, and I am excited about this process and look forward to getting to know each of you through this time.
So as I said, this is my contact information. I'm here for any questions you have throughout this process. I will say this is a personal highlight of my annual duties. I absolutely love this program, and I'm honored to be a part of it and look forward to working with you throughout the application process. So again, don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. I am assisted by many individuals here in this process here at the South Carolina Department of Education. You just met one of my colleagues and fellow judges. We're also involved professors of political science from several colleges around the state, and we have representatives from Senator Graham's and Senator Scott's office work with us as judges as well. So the Hearst Foundation started the USSYP program in 1962, to increase young Americans' understanding of the interrelationships of the three branches of government, the caliber and responsibility of federally elected and appointed officials, and the vital importance of democratic decision-making, not only for America, but for people around the world. So each state, the District of Columbia, and the Department of Defense sends 2 student delegates to Washington Week, an intense week-long exploration of our government, complete with tours and sit-downs with government officials, including the president and several senators. The 2 student delegates from each state also receive a $10,000 scholarship and are encouraged to pursue an education in public service or government.
So, what qualifies a student for this scholarship competition? Each public, private, charter, or homeschool association may nominate one student. This is why it's extremely important for principals to designate a school's USSYP coordinator to ensure that only one student is being nominated from each school. The qualifications and eligibility of students: the nominee must be a legal resident enrolled in a South Carolina school with one parent or guardian who is a legal resident of South Carolina, a current junior or senior attending high school through graduation in spring 2024. A student who graduates high school at the close of the fall 2023 semester or quarter is not eligible to apply, and the nominee must be able to attend the 2024 in-person or online Washington Week schedule for March the 2nd through the 9th, 2024. At the present time, the plan is for Washington Week to be in person. The nominee must have a minimum 3.0 overall grade point average, have strong academic performance in social studies, have extensive knowledge of current events, and have knowledge of the federal system of government.
And eligible students to qualify, these nominees must be actively serving in a qualified leadership position that's either elected or appointed, either in student government, a civic or educational organization for the entire 2023 school year. So the nominees must be elected to the student body or student council, elected and currently serving as a class officer, president, vice president, secretary, or treasurer in their student body or student council, or elected or appointed as a representative in a district, regional, or state level government, civic, or educational organization that represents a constituency of their peers. This slide is very important as it details the leadership qualifications. An example of the last bullet would be a local council, a mayor's council, a county council that is an elected appointed position appointing a student in that position. If you have any questions about your qualifications, please do not hesitate to contact me.
Students must be nominated by the school principal or designated school's USSYP coordinator that is normally a guidance counselor. The nomination is step one and will be reviewed in another slide. This is important to note. No self-nominations are accepted, nor are any made by anyone other than school principals or others designated USSYP coordinator.
We do want to take a moment and talk about non-qualifying examples. This is important because while these positions are vital and very important in a school setting, they do not qualify a student per the Hearst Foundation's guidelines. So if you are in an unelected, non-qualifying examples are an unelected position in student government, being a member of National Honor Society, or being a member of Beta Club. Those are valuable organizations, but just being a member does not qualify you. Mock trial, debate team, Model UN, Boys and Girls State are phenomenal experiential learning programs. However, by just participating in them does not qualify you for USSYP. Many students start their own school club. That is fantastic. That does not meet the qualifications per the Hearst Foundations. Although they are great opportunities for students, they do not represent an ongoing demonstration of selected leadership representing a constituency and therefore do not meet the eligibility requirements. So again, if you have any questions about whether or not your position qualifies, please do not hesitate to reach out.
So now let's look at the nomination process. Step one of the nomination process, let's look at the nominator information. All principals and district superintendents will receive an email with a link to the nomination form. The nomination form is also available on our website. Students must be nominated by the school principal or designated school's USSYP coordinator that is normally a guidance counselor. Self-nominations are not accepted.
We're going to talk about step two. The nominee application. Eligible students will receive an email with detailed instructions regarding Step 2, the online student application. Step 2 consists of some reflective questions for the nominees. Student applications will be due on Monday, October 9th by 7:30 in the morning. Late applications will not be accepted. Email communication is vital throughout this process. Students, please be sure to provide an alternate email in Step 2, as many school districts block outside emails. The student application asks some demographic and contact information questions while allowing the student an opportunity to reflect and respond to a few questions.
Step 3 involves a proctored exam. For this section, nominees will be identifying the location of and the school official administrating their USSYP exam during Step 2. Exam proctors will receive an email by 9 a.m. on October the 9th with instructions about the USSYP exam. Nominees will have until October the 11th, 2023 at 5 p.m. to take the exam. Failure to take the exam will remove the nominees from the competition.
Now, this exam is meant to measure the nominee's knowledge of government. There are some questions that deal with current events. And students are not expected to do any preparation for their exam. Their regular social studies courses over the years and normal viewing of news should prepare them. There is no study guide for this exam. It is a multi-select exam that you will be taking in a proctored setting with your guidance, typically a guidance counselor, on the computer.
So step 4 is the digital presentation. For the digital presentation, eligible students are to follow a provided template for submission of the digital presentation. All presentations must be between 10 and 15 slides. Any presentations over or under will not be scored. Slides that are allowed to be copied or identified, and all images must be cited. So the template includes specific information that nominees are to include on each slide, and the template has highlighted sections for the nominees to complete. But please understand that you are not to add anything other than the information requested to the slides. Please see the 2023-24 USSYP Digital Presentation Slides template and the accompanying rubric when released to qualifying students. Digital presentations that do not follow the template will not be accepted. And again, there are specific information that the nominees are to include on the slides, and that information is highlighted for students to complete. No other form of the digital presentation will be accepted. So don't worry and think, I need to make this cute. Yours will look like everybody else, and yours will stand out because of the information that you will provide.
And step 5 involves the in-person interviews. Each step gets us closer to the in-person interviews, where the top 10 students will receive an email with information about the in-person interviews and our Awards Day luncheon being held on November 16th in Columbia. Students will receive topics to choose from for use in a discussion during the interview. Students are not to prepare a written response to the topic, but to be prepared to have a conversation about it with the judges. And again, we have to stress the importance of email communication as the #1 means of contact between me and the students all throughout this process. So students, back to step 2, you will be asked to to include 2 email addresses, and please be sure to have one that is not a school email, as many school districts block outside emails. So the interviews, again, are just a highlight of this program because we get to meet y'all in person. Upon conclusion of the interviews, the judging panel will recommend 2 students as delegates and 2 alternates to the Hearst Foundation. Once the Hearst Foundation verifies the recommendations, the South Carolina Department of Education will announce the winners.
So now let's look at the USSYP timeline. On August the 28th, 2023, Step 1, the information will be shared across the state. September the 11th, 2023, nomination windows open at 8 a.m. On September the 22nd, 2023, nomination windows close at 4 p.m. sharp. September the 27th, 2023, students will be notified of their standing in the competition, and selected students will receive information about Step 2. On October the 9th, 2023, the Step 2 deadline is at 7:30 a.m. The nominee identified for the exam and the proctors will be emailed a link to the exam by 9 a.m. On October the 9th, 2023 at 9:30 until October the 11th, 2023 at 5 p.m., Step 3 will be the proctored exam, and nominees with the school USSYP coordinator or guidance counselor, the school official, will confirm the exam time with the student and with Stephen Corsini. The timeline will continue on October the 13th, 2023 with Step 4. And this is when the top 30 students will be notified with instructions and rubrics for the digital presentation. And on October the 23rd, 2023, the digital presentation will be due by 7:30 a.m. On November the 2nd, 2023, Step 5 will take place where the top 10 students will be notified with time slots for the in-person interviews. And then on November the 16th, 2023, for Step 6, the USSYP Awards Luncheon and the in-person interviews will take place. And in December of 2023, the Hearst Foundation will review all state submissions of potential delegates and 2 alternates. In December the 2023 to January 2024, the Hearst Foundation notifies the South Carolina Department of Education of submission reviews, and the finalists will be announced. And then between March the 2nd and the 9th of 2024 will be Washington Week.
And students, one clarification, this is my fault on the slides. This November 16th, when the The luncheon, that is step 5. I apologize. Step 5 is you're notified about the luncheon. Step 5 is the luncheon and interview. So I apologize for that error. And I apologize, I just caught that. Again, any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. So in closure, again, here is my contact information. I'm in the Office of Assessment and Standards, and I am thrilled once again to be a part of this program. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. If I don't know the answer, I will reach out to the USSYP staff and get that answer back to you. So thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. We look forward to reviewing your application, and thank you for all you do, for your interest in this program, and we look forward to meeting you.